Hello everyone! Today, I will take you to an exceptional place that I had the opportunity to visit. One of the most amazing experiences of my life. I am, of course, talking about the Oceanographic Museum in Monaco. A place that captivates you from the very first glance. Imagine a majestic building located on the edge of a cliff, overlooking the vast, blue expanse of the Mediterranean Sea. That's exactly where I went today, to discover the secrets of the deep and feel the magic of the oceans. From the very first moment I stood before the monumental facade of the museum, I felt as though I had been transported to another era. The building resembles grand palaces, and its neo-Baroque architecture, adorned with columns and sculptures, reflects the ambition and passion of its founder, Prince Albert I, a true navigator prince who dedicated his life to studying the oceans. My first steps led to the main entrance, which in itself promised an extraordinary adventure. I knew I was in for a day full of fascinating discoveries. Inside the museum are impressive aquariums, but the one that left the biggest impression on me was the Shark Lagoon, a space where you can observe the fascinating life of coral reefs. As I stood in front of the enormous aquarium, I could see sharks majestically gliding through the water, surrounded by colorful tropical fish and gently swaying corals. It was truly incredible. I felt as if I had immersed myself in the warm waters of tropical seas. Watching these powerful predators up close, I felt both respect and a deep admiration for the beauty of nature. However, sharks are only a part of the amazing species you can see in this museum. In other aquariums, there were tropical fish such as clownfish, parrotfish, and moray eels that made the entire interior shimmer with countless colors. You could watch them as they swam among the corals, creating an underwater spectacle of color and movement. In the seahorse aquarium, I had the chance to see these delicate, magical creatures that look like they come straight out of a fairy tale. The seahorses were so subtle and graceful that it was hard to take my eyes off their majestic movements in the water. The next stop was a part of the museum dedicated to the history of oceanographic research. I had the opportunity to see a collection of equipment used by the first ocean explorers, as well as models of famous research vessels such as Hirondelle and Calypso. I was fascinated by the immense dedication and courage of those pioneers who ventured into unknown waters to uncover the secrets of the oceans. The section dedicated to Jacques Cousteau, who served as the museum's director for over 3 decades, was also very inspiring. His work still inspires today's visitors, showing how passion can change the world. Cousteau is a legend, and it was here that he found a home for his discoveries, for his dreams of the seas. During my visit, I also had the chance to see various exhibitions, which the museum regularly organizes, including those dedicated to ocean conservation or art inspired by the sea. Art and science come together in this museum, demonstrating how important our actions are for the future of our planet. I also visited the section where you can admire historical exhibits related to the sea, from everyday objects to beautifully crafted ship models. I was particularly interested in the model of a research vessel, symbolizing the courage of the first explorers. There was something magical about it. Stories of maritime journeys, discoveries, and fascination with the ocean that still inspire. I lingered longer by one of the models of Prince Albert I's research ship. I thought about his incredible determination and how much love for the seas he must have felt to dedicate his life to them. The Oceanographic Museum in Monaco is not only a place full of knowledge but also a center for nature conservation, where coral is cultivated as part of international conservation programs. It participates in numerous programs aimed at protecting endangered species, such as the breeding of seahorses and corals. I learned that the museum is also involved in many international initiatives aimed at preserving the biodiversity of seas and oceans. In one of the aquariums, I could also see Bongai cardinalfish, small, exotic fish that are endangered due to overfishing. It is truly encouraging that in such a place, you can not only learn about the beauty of the oceans but also find out how each of us can contribute to their protection. To conclude my visit, I went to the observation terrace, from where you can admire the stunning panorama of Monaco and the Mediterranean Sea stretching to the horizon. The view took my breath away. The blue of the sea merged with the sky, and the gentle breeze reminded me of the endless power of nature. It was at that moment that I realized how deeply connected we are to the oceans, how much they are a part of our planet and our lives. In summary, the Oceanographic Museum in Monaco is a place that must be visited. It is more than just a museum. It is a living testament to passion, knowledge, and love for the oceans. Today, as I walked among aquariums filled with exotic fish, admired historical exhibits, and learned the stories of brave explorers, I felt like a participant in a grand adventure. It is a place that shows how important our oceans are and what a significant role they play in our lives. I hope I managed to inspire you, and that one day you will visit this amazing museum yourselves. Thank you for being with me today. See you in the next videos.
Surprise. Please, make it a social.